Hi guys, and thank you so much for watching my channel, The Witty Turtle. And in this particular video, we are going to start with a fresh and very interesting chapter that is known as job allocation, that is your assignment technique. So what do you mean by assignment? When you hear this word assignment, that means allocating job to someone, allocating some work to a few persons. So similarly, assignment is a special linear programming problem. Okay. So when you are working in an operating system, so many situations arise when you have to assign a particular work to a people, to to a person or to a machine, or maybe a bigger work to a number of people and a number of machines. So the basic objective of assignment problem is how the assignments should be made in order that the total cost involved is minimized and the profit is maximized. Okay, so यहाँ पर there are two main objectives of assignment technique. The first one is what? Minimization of the cost, and the second one is maximization of the profit. This is pi. I generally write profit as pi, so that's why I have written it like this. Understood? Now we have four methods of solving an assignment problem. The first one is complete enumeration method. The second one is simplex method, the third one is transportation method, and the fourth one is Hungarian method. So in this class, we will study Hungarian method.
So before starting the video, I would like you guys to know about this comprehensive batch of Unacademy, which is named as the Success Batch, which is specifically for CMA Foundation students who are going to appear in this June 2022 exams. This batch is going to start from 5th of January 2022, and it is a golden opportunity for you guys to ace your June 2022 examination. Prepare with the top-notch educators in India. And this subscription is a subscription that is more than just classes. They will provide you with live interactive classes, recorded lectures with unlimited watch time, access to notes from all the educators at one place. Every fourth session is a doubt clearing session, updated study materials, and practice mock test papers. So don't wait for more and get your subscriptions done today. Simply, you just need to download the Unacademy Learning app, select CMA Foundation as your goal and get your subscription. They will also give you a perfect study plan to clear your June 2022 exams. In the subscription, you can avail Rs 875 per month for 24 months and likewise for 12 months and 6 months. You can use my coupon code ANVESHA10 to avail a 10% off on any purchase. You can also use my coupon code even if you are not preparing for CMA and you are preparing, let's say, for UPSC or like JEE Mains or NEET PG or any competitive exam. Then you can use my coupon code ANVESHA10 to get a 10% off on any purchase. So trust me, this is the best platform where you will get everything at one click. So the link of the classes of Unacademy is given in the description box below. Don't forget to check them out.
So what are the steps involved in Hungarian method of job allocation? First, you have to draw the table that has been given to you in the question. The second step is what? You have to make the row operation. What is row operation? Identify the minimum number in each row and then subtract the minimum number in row from each number. Okay? आपने minimum number क्या है वो find out कर लिया. उसके बाद जो minimum number है let's say 2. So उस row में जितने भी numbers हैं उनसे आपको 2 minus करना है. Understood? Third step is column operation. What is column operation? Identify the minimum number in each column exactly the way we did in row operation. Similarly, column में ही करना है. Then subtract it from each entry of the column. उस entry में उस column में जितने भी numbers हैं, you have to subtract that minimum number from every number in that row. The fourth step is, now you have to identify the row where only one zero is there. Okay, एक zero जिसमें है, and then just make a square around that number. And जिस रो में भी आपको वो स्क्वायर बना है उस कॉलम को आपको you have to cut the entire column. Okay, and you have to do it with all the rows. Similarly, you have to do the same thing with the columns and you have to cut the rows. Okay. Now this might be very confusing for you, but as soon as we start solving the next question, you will understand these things very well. Now you have to check whether a minimum number of horizontal or vertical lines that covers all the zeros is equal to order of matrix or not. If it equals to the order of matrix, that means you have reached the optimality. And if it does not equal to the order of matrix, that means you still need to make another improved matrix. Okay. So if not, then you have to draw an improved matrix. Then again you have to do the same thing. Identify the uncut or uncovered numbers and find out the minimum number amongst them. Then again you have to repeat the same story. Okay. So let's start with the first illustration. What does it say? 6 men are available for different jobs. Okay. So how many jobs are given in the question? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And 6 men are there. From past records, the time in hours taken by different persons for different jobs are given below. That means for men 1, I mean the person 1, he takes 2 hours to complete job 1. Men 1 takes 9 hours to complete job 2. Okay, understood? Like that only. So find out an allocation of men to different jobs which will lead to minimum operation time. That means you have to make the assignment in such a way that it will take lesser time. It will take minimum time. Understood? Now let's start solving the question. It will be better if you take out your copy and you start solving this question along with me, and side by side try to make the notes also. Okay. So this is your question, right? This is your question. Now what was the first step? The first step was to make a row operation. Row operation कैसे करना है? In every row you have to find out the minimum number, right? Minimum number क्या है first row में? 2, 9, 2, 7, 9, 1. इसमें minimum क्या है? 1 है. In the second row, 6, 8, 7, 6, 14, 1. What is the minimum number? 1. Similarly, for all the rows, it will be 1 only. Okay. Now make the row operation. What do you need to do in the row operation? You have to subtract the minimum number from each number in that particular row, right? So your minimum number is 1. Now look at the first table and tell me what is the first number in the first row? 2. 2 minus 1, 1. Then your 9 minus 1, 8. 2 minus 1, 1. 7 minus 1, 6. 9 minus 1 is 8 and 1 minus 1 is 0, right? Similarly, you have to do the same in this table, in this entire table for all the rows. सारे rows में यही करना है आपको. एक और भी मैं आपको बता देती हूँ यहाँ पर. Okay, take the third row. Take this row, okay? 4 minus 1, 3. 6 minus 1, 5. 5 minus 1, 4. 3 minus 1, 2. 8 minus 1, 9. 1 minus 1, 0. Understood? Now, after row operation, what do you need to do? You have to make the column operation. You have to perform the column operation. What is column operation? For every column, you have to find out the minimum number, right? One important thing, just the way I have written everything in short, यहाँ पर left side के margin में, you can also write these things because these things help a lot one day before your exam to revise everything. Understood? So try to do this also. Now, in the first column, tell me what is the minimum number? 1, 5, 3, 3, 4, 8. 1, obviously. In the second column, it is 8, 7, 5, 1, 2, 7, 1. Now, in this column, see in column number 4, 6, 5, 2, 2, 4, 12. So, the minimum number is 2. Now, what do you need to do? A row operation mein whatever you did, you have to perform the same thing in column operation also. Now, you have to subtract 1 from every number in the column. So, 1 minus 1 is 0. 5 minus 1 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. 4 minus 1 is 3. And then 8 minus 1 is 7. Now, do the same thing for all the columns, right? Now, to find out optimality, again copy paste table 2 in table 3. यही same table आपको फिर से बनाना है. You have to draw the same table again. So this is your table number 3. Now, what was the next step? Let's read the next step. Row operation and column operation khatam ho gaya. Now you have to identify the row where only 1 0 is there. Okay. So now look at, okay, let's look at this table, and in every row check and comment down below that in which row you have only 1 0. Okay, so let's check it here. In the first row, how many zeros are there? Only 3, like 3 zeros are there. So ye nahi hoga. In the second row, how many zeros are there? There is only 1 0, right? So what do you have to do? You have to draw a square around that 0. And जहां पर भी वो 0 आया, उस लाइन को आपको पूरी तरह से कट करना होगा. उस कॉलम को आपको पूरी तरह से, you have to cut that column, right? So now you have cut this column. I'm using black pen so that you don't get confused. In the second row, you have only 1 0. So what you did? You just cut this column. जिस भी column में वो 0 है, you have to cut that entire column. Understood? Now what is the next step? The next step is again check the third row, right? In the third row, how many zeros do you can you see? There are 2 zeros, okay? But you cannot cut them because there are 2, okay? अगर 1 होता तो हम लोग उसको कर पाते. But again, in fourth row also there are 2 zeros. In fifth and sixth row there are no zeros because these zeros we have already cut, right? So now check. In all the rows, is there any such row where only 1 0 is there? No, there is no such row. जिस भी rows में है वहां पर there are 2 zeros. Understood? Now, what do you need to check? In the entire matrix, ऐसा हुआ है क्या that all the zeros have been cancelled? No, all the zeros have not been cancelled yet. So you have to do the column operation again. Check in every column. Like in this column, how many zeros can you see? 1 0. So just make a rectangle over this and cut the entire row. Okay, cut the entire row. Remember this thing, when you are doing the row operation, when you are checking the only 1 0 in rows, then jahan par bhi 0 milega, you have to cut that entire column. But when you are checking the columns, then you have to cut that row. Understood? Now in the second column, is there any 0? Yes, there is 1 0. So isko rectangle karo. Then you have, what do you need to do? You have to cut the entire row. Right? In the third column, can you see any 0? No. In the fourth column, can you see any 0? Yes. How many zeros can you see? Only 1. See, this 0 has already been cut. So you have to take this one. Make a rectangle around this and then cut the entire row. Understood? Now check and tell me, is there any 0 which has not yet been cut? No, there is no such zeros. So when you saw that in your matrix all the zeros have been cut, then you have to calculate the number of zeros around which you have made a rectangle or made a square. How many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So here the number of zeros is 4. And what is the order of matrix? 6. So the order of matrix is 6. Hence they are not equal. That means in this matrix optimality has not yet been reached, right? Now what do you need to do? You have to perform the row operation again. Agar optimality reach ho jata, then you already got your answer. But as you have not reached the optimality, so you have to perform the row operation again. How to do the row operation? Next step is you have to look for those rows which are not yet cut. 1, 2 and 3, like row number 2, row number 5 and row number 6. These are not yet cut. So now you have to identify the minimum number the minimum number between all the rows and all the rows which are not yet cut. So मैं वो सारे rows को छुपा दे रही हूँ which are cut. So you have only 3 rows. Now look at them and tell me what is the minimum number. 4, 6, 5, 3, 6, 3, 1, 7, 2, 4, 7, 6, 10, 10, 1. So your minimum number is what? Minimum number is 1. Why I have written 4, I don't know. This is 1, okay? This is 1. Now what you have to do? Now make another table, table number 4. And उन सारे columns, उन सारे rows which are not yet cut, you have to deduct 1 from all these rows, okay? Deduct 1 from all these rows. Like the second row is not yet cut, so 4 minus 1, that is 3. Then 6 minus 1, that is 5. 5 minus 1, that is 4. 3 minus 1, 2. 6 minus 1, that is 5. And 0, right? Now the fifth row में क्या करना है? 3 minus 1, 2. 1 minus 1, 0. 7 minus 1, 6. 2 minus 1, 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. Then 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 minus 1 is what? 5. And then similarly you have to do. Now come to those rows which are cut. Okay? Like the first row, third row and fourth row. यहाँ पर जो भी numbers हैं, you have to write those numbers as it is. Right? यहाँ तक आप लिख लो. Fifth column तक आप लिख लो. 07041, 07041. Now what is the next number? Next row, third row, 24300, 24300, 20502, 20502. Right? Now what you have to do? Now in the previous table, you have to identify how many points are there where the lines are intersecting. एक के ऊपर एक line intersect कर रहा है. How many points are there? 1, 2 and 3. These are all zeros. Now you have to add this minimum number to all those numbers where the lines are intersecting. Like in the first row and sixth column, here it is intersecting. So 0 plus 1 equals to 1. Like this. In the third row, 0 plus 1 equals to 1. In the fourth row also 0 plus 1 equals to 1. Understood? Okay. Now in the table number 4, you have to now perform the same row operation. Row operation क्या करना होता है row operation में? You have to check all the rows one by one. In the row 1, how many zeros are there? Forget this red line, okay? अभी मैं जो भी करूँगी, I'll use this black pen. So in row number 1, how many zeros are there? 2 zeros are there, so nothing will be cut. In row 2, 1 zero is there, right? So you have to make a rectangle here, and then वो जिस भी column में है, you have to cut that entire column, right? You have to cut that entire column. Now in row 3, is there any zero? Yes, there are 2. In 4 also there are 2 zeros. In 5th row also. In 5th row, this 0 has already been cut. So now what do you have to do? This is the only 1 0. So make it a rectangle and then cut this entire column. Right? Now in the 6th row, again you have only 1 0. So cut the entire column. Right? Now you have to make the column operation. Column operation कैसे करते हैं? In the first column, check how many zeros are there. Only 1 0. So rectangle बनाओ and cut the entire row. Okay? Because this is column operation, so you have to cut the entire row. Try to remember this, okay? Now in the second column, it has already been cut. In the third column, the 0 has already been cut. In the fourth column again, how many zeros you have? Okay, one more thing. After doing the row operation, you have to check again. Like, is there, after doing the row operation, is there any row where you can cut, you can find only 1 0? So yes, in third row, you can find only 1 0 as this column has already been cut. So just simply cut the entire column. Okay. So yes, now the entire row and column operation has been done. So here, how many zeros can you see where square is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros and your order is 6. So again, optimality has not yet been reached. So now what do you need to do? Now you have to make another table. So in this table, what you have to do? You have to find out the minimum number. The minimum number amongst all the columns which are not yet been cut. So the minimum is what? 3, 2, 2, 2, 6, 4, 3, 5, 6, 9. So the minimum is 2. You have to deduct 2 from all these numbers. So 3 minus 2 is what? 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. So there are 3 zeros here. In the sixth row, 6 minus 2 is again 4. Then again you have to do this with third column. So 4 minus 2 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. Then 6 minus 2 is 4. 9 minus 2 is 7. And similarly, you are done with all the columns. Now what you have to do? यहाँ पर जितने भी रोज कट हुए हैं उन सबको एज इट इज आपको लिखना है. सो राइट ऑल दोज नंबर्स एज इट इज. Now what you have to do? You have to look for all those intersecting points so that you can add the minimum number. So how many intersecting points are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 4 intersecting points are there. Your minimum number is 2. So 7 plus 2 equals to 9. 9. 4 plus 2 equals to 6. Then your 1 plus 2 equals to 3. Then similarly 1 plus 2 equals to 3. Right? So now your entire table is ready. What will be the next step now? Think and tell me what will be the next step. So I have already told you that जब तक optimality reach नहीं हो रहा है तब तक you have to perform the row and column operation. So here you have to make the row operation. In the first row, check. Okay, I'm taking the black pen and you have to ignore the red ink. Okay. In the first row, how many zeros are there? 2 zeros are there. नहीं होगा. In the second row, how many zeros are there? Only 1 zero is there. So rectangle बनाओ and then cut the entire column. Right? In the third row, there are 3 zeros. So नहीं होगा. Fourth में भी 3 zeros हैं. In the fifth row also there are 2 zeros only. So नहीं होगा. In the sixth row, how many zeros are there? Only 1 zero is there. So, and you have to cut the entire column, right? Now you have to do the column operation. So column operation in the first column there are 4 zeros. In the second column there are 2 zeros. In the third column there is only 1 zero. So cut the entire row, right? Now you can already see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 6 zeros remaining in the matrix which are not yet been cut, right? And ये इनका arrangement ऐसा है कि you cannot make the row operation or even you cannot make the column operation here. So when you are facing a situation where you cannot do either of the two operations, then you have to go for diagonal operation. Which operation? Diagonal operation. So diagonal operation में क्या करना है? First see the second row. यहाँ पर कोई zero नहीं है. There is no zero. In the third row there are 2 zeros. In the fourth row there are 3 zeros. So here we are neither able to cut the zeros in rows nor in columns. So here we can see that men 1, 2 and 6 are busy in job 3, 5, 6. How can you say that? Because see, job 3, men 1, men 2, job 6, and then men 6, job 5. Right? So हमारे पास खाली क्या है? What do we have blank? Which jobs are we having blank? In job 1, see, in job 1 we have how many men? 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 men, 3, 4, 5 are available for job 1. In job 2, men 4 and 5 are available also. And in job 4, men 3 and 4 are available. So basically for to complete job 1, 2 and 4, we have men 3, 4 and 5. So here you have to perform the diagonal operation. So when you are performing diagonal operation, then you have two options. Okay. The first option is you can either take this 0 and diagonally you can take this 0, or you can and along with that you can take this 0, or otherwise you can either take men 5, job 1, this 0, and diagonally this 0. So now the question arises, how to identify कि कौन सा 0 हमें यहाँ पर लेना है. So if you are taking this 0, okay, if you are taking this 0, then you cannot take this the zeros in 4th row, because there are 3 zeros anyway. You have to come to 4th row, right? But if you take this 0 with with this 0, if you take the 0 in the 5th row, then 5th row में आपके पास एक ही 0 बचेगा. You will be left with only 1 0 in 5th row if you cancel these two. Understood? Similarly, see यहाँ पर आपको permutation combination ही लगाना है, and you have to check that how you will assign things so that you can minimize the number of zeros in every row and column. Now in the 5th row, if you are taking you have only one option. You can either take this 0 with this, and उसके साथ third row में, क्योंकि because no such option is no such 0 has been selected, so you can take this 0. I have used 2 different inks so that you will not get confused. This is your option 1, this, and because here you have 3 zeros, so if you cut any 0 from here, then it will not be beneficial for you. So you are taking the 0 in 5th row, because after cutting this 0, you will be left with only 1 0 in 5th row, right? 1 2 3 1 2 3, right? So let's assume that we are taking this option, okay? This option we are taking. So now what you have to do, you have to copy paste the entire table into another table, entire matrix into another table. So you have made the table number 6, right? Assume कि आपने यहाँ पर कुछ भी 0 ये red ink को आप ignore करो, right? Now look at the previous table and tell me, where did you find the optimality? Row 1, column 3. So here just make a square around this. The next one is what? The next one is this one. This is your row 6 and column 5. Row 6 and column 5. And the next one was this. Okay. Next one was this. Now, because you have to find zeros in every row and every column, that is known as optimality, right? आपको हर जगह पर एक हर column या फिर हर row में आपको एक zero चाहिए है. So for that, we are taking this option. Okay, so it will be what? 3rd row and 1st column. 3rd row and 1st column. This, and diagonally you are taking this so that you can balance everything. And because in the 4th row you have 3 zeros, so because you cannot take these two because they already fall in column 1 and 2, so you are taking this 0, that is 4th column, right? Now you have to find the answer. How will you find the answer? Make a table like this, जहाँ पर आप लिखोगे man 1 to 6. Then you have to write those jobs which have been assigned to them. So to the first man, which job has been assigned? 3rd job. So this is your job number 3. To the second man, which job? Tell me. 6th job. Yes. To the 3rd man, the 1st job. 4th man, 4th job. Then your 5th man, it is your 2nd job. And lastly, to the 6th man, the 5th job has been assigned. Now you have to calculate the total time. So ये जो time आपका total आएगा, that will be your minimum time that is required to complete the work. So how will you know that what time they are taking? Simply you have to check the question. Question में आपको एक table दिया हुआ था. In that table, check for the first man to do the 3rd job, how much time is he taking? 2 hours, right? 2 hours. This 2 hours. Then your 2nd man and the 6th job. 2nd man, 6th job. 1 hour. 1 hour. The next one is what? 3rd man and 1st job. 3rd man and 1st job. So he is taking 4 hours. Yes, 4 hours. The next one is fourth man and fourth job. So he's taking 3 hours. 3 hours. The next one is what? Fifth man and second job, that is 3 hours. 3 hours. And lastly, the sixth man and fifth job, that is 9 hours. 9 hours. Now you have to add all the hours and आपका total आ जाएगा 22 hours. So this is your minimum time that will be needed to complete the particular work, right? I know this question is a bit confusing, so I request you guys to check the answer, or you just try to solve this question again after you attend this class, right? This is very helpful. आज का ये क्लास यहीं तक रहेगा because today I'm not feeling very well. I have some khich in my throat. So okay, we will continue from the next class onwards. I might miss 1 or 2 classes, but yes, you keep on studying and also take care of your health and your family. If you find this video useful, then please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, The Witty Turtle, and also share this video with your CMA Intermediate friends, your BBA and MBA friends also, because they also have this chapter in their syllabus. And if you are trying to get classes at a cheaper price, then yes, do check out Unacademy. And if you use my code ANVESHA10, then you can avail a discount of 10% on every purchase. So yes, and if you want to follow me on my social media handles, then the link is given in the description box below. The link for Unacademy is also there in the description box below. In the next class, we will do maximization of elements, right?